Hi everybody, it's Ed again. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody had a wonderful trading day today. It was interesting. I was just going to go through the S&P. A lot of people trade the S&P. I wasn't going to go through any other markets unless people want. If people want, then I'll be happy to go through their markets. Anyway, here we go. I said yesterday that we would probably have a long day today, and we sort of did. Um, it started off here. This is right here is the Asian session. This teal colored background thing. This is the Asian session. You can see what happened. We had a settlement price down here, which is right around 43, 46-ish area, right in here. We retested it, tested it here, then we actually retested it right here and here, dropped down below it very briefly and came back. As you see right here, see that teal line right there, that was the volume weighted average price. It's pointing up, so I was going for the long in this session, which tended to play out. If you had gone long anywhere within here, you'd have to have some pretty wide stops, or just go ahead and enter it when it did the retest down here at the settlement price around 46, and then take that off. The Asian low was 45.25, so you could have probably gotten in there with a 4 or 5 tick stop and done fine. Came back up to VPOC, which was actually, that was value area high, wound up being value area high for the regular trading hour session before. Came up, VPOC was right here, bounced off, came all the way back down here, bounced up back again, retested it, pulled back, but it didn't pull back as sharp. So I figured it was going to go ahead and power through it, which it did. Here we go, powering through it. VWAP was moving up, powering through it, came right back up here, and then retested this area a bunch of times. Wound up being value area high. So then we flip into the London session. I wanted to see what happened here, which is basically, it's obviously trending up. When we started into the London session, you'll see that we came down, pulled back to that previous, the VWAP for the Asian session. VWAP had popped back up, came right back up here into this area, which turned out to be a VPOC and value area high for that session. Retest, 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 retest. Then you could see starting to turn over. See that it shot up and then it fiddled around for a while, which it rotated. Once you see the volume weighted average price flatten out, price usually will rotate around it. So watch the tops and the bottoms to see what's going on. Retest, retest, retest. If you look in this area right here, there was a bunch of, right up in here. If you look in that area, I can't zoom in on it at the moment, you would see a bunch of VPOCs at the top of candles. The candle VPOCs were at the top, and you could probably, I don't know if you could see those, right in here, that area. And you saw a bunch of bearish exhaustion. Just buyer exhaustions coming up here. They exhaust, 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 exhaust. VPOCs up here. When you start seeing that at the tops of candles, then you see them, VPOCs and bearish exhaustions coming down, it's pretty much a good shot it's going to come back down. So, and that's exactly what it did. It came back in, came back down through that VPOC, right down through VWAP, traded back down here, didn't hit here yet. Okay, traded back down here. Then we started regular trading hours. What happened? Regular trading hours, we sold off right back down to retest for that settlement price, retest down to that Asian low, which is would have been a really good Asian low, and RTH low were a point. Right here you can see Asian low and RTH low within a point of each other. So, great place to reverse, Great place to take profits on your short trade, reverse, pop, flip back into the long. There's a nice spike signal for stop running. And here we go, back upside. You'll notice, you'll see value area high up here. Between value area high and VPOC and the previous value area high, that's pretty much where price kind of topped out. So it was very much a range bound day, back and forth and back and forth. And if you went just trading value area high down to settlement price, value area high, settlement price, value area high, settlement price, value area high, and then back down to settlement price, those were nice little swings. Those were 30-point swings. So you're looking at 30 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 120 points. That's a nice chunk of change at $12.5 a tick, or at $50 a point. 120 points. That's some pretty nice money. So that's who we end up for the day. VWAP is pretty much right in the center of that. Pretty much right in the center of that range. So we had a very flat day. Not flat, but in terms of range bound, just range bound back and forth here. So that's all that happened today. We didn't even hit any of these pivots down here, any of these pivots up here. Nothing. So in terms of the strat, we've got a one, which is an inside. We had an inside day. We had an outside day break to the outside, but then pull back in. Pull back into this one range, come back down, barely break out right here, and then go right back up. So this was like an inside day, a 2 up and a 2 down. That's what I'd call this, a 2 up failure, and then a 2 down failure, and then came back. Here's where we ended up for the day. I would expect, looking at a retest up here, and we're going to have to break out sometime. I think we're going to break out to the top, because we're spending a lot of, if you'll notice, we're spending a lot of time down in this area, a lot of time down in the bottom of that range. I think we're going to have to break out sometime, and maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But I'd like to see how the Asian session shapes up. It's going to be interesting. I think we may have another inside Asian session. Who knows? Right now, I think right now that since settlement prices moved up, you've got value area low down here, and your VWAP up here, all your VPOCs are up here, all your trading has basically been here. You've got fast money up, fast money down, but where's all your trading been happening? All your trading's been happening up here. That's where everybody's been in kind of that range for quite a while today. So anyway, that's my take on it. I think we're gonna, pivot points come down, but I think we're gonna pop through that, and I think we're gonna go upside. And my targets would be, say, up in here. I haven't looked back to see, where's all my VPOCs. Okay, VPOCs for the previous, for that previous session, Globex session, we're up here. I'd start looking at targets up here, like VWAP 4401, somewhere up in here. Maybe if you wanted to take a measured move, take this session and just start looking at measured moves, upside and downside. It could sell. If it sells, I would look for maybe a pullback into this area right down here, right down to the Asian low, RTH low. I would not expect that the RTH low to be broken. If it's broken, it's not going to be by very much, and then pop back up. Anyway, that's my 10-minute read on the market for today, and I hope you guys made some money, especially in RTH. Man, that was, Asian session long, Globex session short, and then back and forth for RTH, and it was just an amazing session. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow.